Dear friends, as you know, in writing section you have two divisions. One is academic and one is general. Suppose if you want to take academic oriented examination, you get this academic writing model. There is a difference between academic and general writing models. So, in writing task, it is for 1 hour and as 2 tasks. Within 1 hour you have to finish 2 tasks. What are the 2 tasks? It is recommended to divide your time. For task 1, 150 words you should write within 20 minutes. Task 2, 250 words you should write within 40 minutes. So, 40 plus 20, it is 1 hour. So, within 1 hour you have to write task 1 and task 2. It is recommended to do task 2 first and then task 1, because task 2 adds more score. Task 2, it is 250 words. Where more points are given, more score is given. So, it is recommended for you to do your task 2 first, and after that you can do your task 1. In task 1, the candidate has to describe a chart, a diagram and a graph. The candidate may have to describe a bar chart, pie chart, line graph, and the candidate may have to describe the process which is illustrated in a diagram. So, you may get a pie chart. Pie chart, you know, it is in a circular and you have different slices which adds up to 100%. You may have one other pie chart. So, you have to compare. For example, in UK and US, the people who have number of cars, number of bikes, aeroplanes. So, in European countries, say UK, how many people have cars, motorbikes. So, it is sliced in pie chart. So, you have to compare the data and one diagram would be given. You should write the process of the diagram, how it is functioning. So, next saying the trends with important information. So, now here my dear friends, academic task 1. In academic task 1, what you have? Number 1, tables. So, first you have to understand the subject of the graph. What the subject of the graph is all about, table. And pie graphs means circular, which is divided into sexta. Together it adds up to 100%. So, you have to, then bar graphs you may have. Bar graphs means the rectangular bars which is horizontally from x-axis to y-axis. The x-axis represents one and y-axis represents other, and you compare 2 bar graphs. And column graphs, line graphs, saying the data changes the data in over time, that is called line graphs. So, you have to understand the subject of the graph, paraphrasing, writing introduction, main body and conclusion. So, the candidate should understand the subject of the graph, paraphrase, write introduction, main body and a conclusion should be there. Next, identifying the data, what the data is all about, then comparing and contrasting information from the graph. You have to compare, see what are the similarities, and you have to contrast and say what are the differences in the graph using transition words. Transition words means what? Comparative words, similarity words, or the words which says the differences. So, in IELTS academic writing task 2, now you are coming to the task 2 in academic. In this task 2, the candidate should write about a single topic. A topic would be given, you should write about a single topic in an academic style. That should be written in an academic style. The candidate should write a well organized essay in different type of subject areas. Different subject areas, you have to write an essay which should be well organized. The candidate should express his opinion, give a solution to a problem, or present arguments or comment on certain ideas. So, the essay you may have to solve certain problems, give a solution, and you may argue for certain points. Next, the essay should be about 4 to 5 paragraphs in length. It should be totally 250 words, 4 to 5 paragraphs in length. It should have an introduction. A good introduction is the best way of writing a speech. A body, it should have the main body with the different ideas, and a conclusion. The candidate should not write in a bullet points. You should not say point and point wise. You should but write in a well organized essay which is written in full sentences. You have to write in full sentences. The candidate should say the thesis, provide evidence, support his argument with a good conclusion. So, a thesis should be formed and he should argue and he should give evidence for his thesis with supporting ideas, and you can come to a conclusion. So, this is the academic writing. So, my dear friends, what you are going to see is further we are given one other video show where you can see how to write an essay, how to speak on a topic. So you can just go through that, and you can be well versed in how to form this essay. Now next we are going in for general writing. In general writing also you have two, task 1 and task 2. Next you are going to see on general writing. Dear friends, now IELTS general writing. Now already you have finished your academic writing, now you are coming for general writing. So IELTS general writing measures the candidate's strengths to communicate about common issues and expand the topics of personal interest. So something like, general things which he has to communicate with others. So it has divided into task 1 and task 2. Task 1, 150 words, that is 20 minutes. Mostly task 1 you get all about writing letters, letter writing to various authorities, or it may be formal or informal. Task 2 is 250 words about a topic. Okay, now general writing task is based on coherence. General writing task, generally it is based on coherence. Coherence means what? How do you arrange the ideas in order? How do you arrange your ideas in order? Lexical resource, the range of vocabulary. Lexical means what type of vocabulary do you use in your writing task. Then task achievement. The task is given to you. You should do a task, and how do you finish the task? How is your written letter is all about, written essay is all about. Have you completed the task? So grammatical range and vocabulary, they check your grammatical, how good the grammar. So based on these 4 things, coherence, lexical resource, task achievement, and grammatical range and vocabulary, your writing task is writing essays are evaluated. So number task 1, the candidate is asked to write a formal and an informal letter, or an informal letter, or the candidate may be getting a formal letter to be written or an informal letter to be written. The candidate writes a letter to a friend, a government, or various authorities. The candidate is given a brief description about a problem. The candidate would be given a brief description of what the problem is, followed by instructions to what to add in the letter. So problem is given, and the candidate will be asked what he should do, and the candidate should write this in proper grammar and punctuations. So this is what the basic methodology of what you have to do. A problem is given, and he is asked, instructed what to do, and he has to write in a proper grammar, punctuation, in task 1, general writing includes letters. Writing a letter to the university authority for an accommodation. You can write a letter. This may be a given task for you in writing task 1. Writing to a letter to a friend asking him to come to your house. So various types of letters would be asked for you to write. Now in letter writing tips, what you should know. First, you should know the letter, whether the letter should be written of formal or informal. Formal is to authority whom you are writing. Should it be a formal letter or informal letter, something like your friend. So what type of letter you have to identify. Each letter needs different opening and closing. For a friend, how do you open a letter? For an authority, how do you open a letter? So different types of opening should be given in the letter. Writing the formal letters with a formal sentence. You write a letter to your authority, higher authorities, then you have to start with formal. You cannot go in for informal writing, informal sentence. So fourth, writing the informal letter with an informal sentence. Fifth, write the main purpose of the letter, whether what it is for. Purpose of the letter you have to write, whether it is for apologizing, or whether it is for complaining, or whether the letter is for congratulating somebody. So the main purpose of the letter should be written. Sixth, you should write in common written phrases. See, for example, all type of letters, whether it is a leave-taking letter, or whether it is complaining, or whether it's for job seeking, each has a common phrase. Try to use the common phrases rather than writing in a new style, because writing in new style, it takes a lot of time. So generally you go in for already the common written phrases. Seventh, you should write for about 150 words. That is for letter writing. You lose mark if you write less. So generally a letter writing, it should have 150 words. Lesser the words, you lose the marks. So 8, learn to write within 20 minutes. This 150 words within 20 minutes. So the task completion, the coherence, the lexical resource, The grammatical range, it's all checked over here. Then IELTS in general writing task 2, it is 250 words essay on a topic of general interest. So, on a general interest a topic is given, you have to write for 250 in 250 words. For example, solving a problem, you will be given a problem, and how do you solve the problem? Presenting your opinion, you are giving your opinion, comparing different viewpoints, and in paragraph first what it should be? Introduction in an essay, you write a first paragraph, it should be an introduction. The introduction indicates your position. What position? Are you for or are you against the topic? Then paragraph 2, this is the main body. Second paragraph, it consists of the main body, that is the essence. Supporting ideas with examples. The main idea is supported with various ideas with examples. And paragraph 3 is the body, main ideas with examples. Once again, third paragraph, it goes with the main body with example. Paragraph 4 is conclusion, that is summarizing the ideas and restating the position. So, introduction, once again reaffirming, reconfirming that you are in for the introduction, you are not deviating. So, introduction and conclusion generally it is all same. And the main body, it says what is the essence? Are you for that? Against? If you are for that, what are the supporting ideas you are giving? With examples, with facts and figures you are stating with the 2 paragraphs. That is the main body paragraphs are 2, introduction paragraph 1 and conclusion paragraph 1. So, 4 paragraph. In fact, you can go in for 5th paragraph also, that is body paragraphs, you can add 1 more paragraph. So, 3 main body paragraphs with 1 introduction and 1 conclusion. This is the writing task, and you should state your opinion. When they read, they should get that the task is being completed 100%, and school that you get 8.5 to 9 marks also in writing task. When once all this the essential requirements are fulfilled.